In this video, I'm going to share with you why I've been waking up at 5:30 to 6 every single morning and how it has changed my life. Stick around. Hi there, my name is Jonathan Levy, author of Become a Superhuman and the host of the award-winning Becoming Superhuman podcast. And recently, I have taken on a somewhat superhuman challenge of a different type. You see, I've been waking up between 5:30 and 6 a.m. most mornings. Now, admittedly, I'm not yet doing this every single morning because sometimes I have to work on US hours, I'm up very late, it's a whole mess. But I want to tell you why. First off, why I decided to wake up at 5:30 in the morning, which sounds like a really, really crazy time. And I want to share with you what the difference has been, how it's actually impacted my life. So the original genesis of this idea and why I felt like this was something that I wanted to invest my time and, more realistically, my effort into was I went through a period where I felt like time was just slipping through my fingers. Like I didn't have enough time, not just to do all the things that I needed to do, but also to have deep thoughts, to plan, to do what we talk about and call Eisenhower Quadrant 2 stuff. The planning, the meditating, the things that are not necessarily urgent, but are nonetheless very, very important. Those included workouts, journaling, planning my week ahead, getting some time in for breathing exercises, Wim Hof method. And I realized that not all hours are the same. So just like 11 o'clock at night, you're not going to be very productive. You might sit at the computer, you might do some emails, but you're not at your peak. Well, the same is true of the morning. You see, those morning hours are worth way, way more than late night hours. Now, I used to be kind of a late night person. I would stay up till midnight or 1 a.m., sometimes even later. And I realized that anything after 8, 9, 10 o'clock, my brain is fried. So those hours are completely wasted anyways. Now, on the other hand, waking up in the morning, first thing in the morning, you're fresh and you have more willpower. Now, of course, as my friend Benjamin Hardy would say, willpower doesn't work. One of the reasons it doesn't work is it gets depleted. You get ego depletion and you get decision fatigue. But in the morning, at 5:30 in the morning, even though I've always been an evening workout person, at 5:30 in the morning, I still have the willpower and I still have the kind of wherewithal to get up and make the hard decision. Now, of course, getting out of bed is really, really hard in the morning, but I've structured, because of Ben, I've structured it so that it's actually easier for me to get out of bed and do what I need to do than to not. I have to get up anyway to get my alarm. My fiance is asleep, and so it would be a whole mess to go back into the bed and wake her up. So what have been the changes? Well, first off, when I wake up at 5:30 or 6 in the morning, I have a better day all over. That's for a few different reasons. One, as I said, when I wake up that early in the morning, I have the willpower to do the things that I know are going to make my day better, but I don't always do, because when I wake up at 8 o'clock, I feel like I'm rushed. I feel like I'm already tired. I feel like, depending on how much I slept, ideally you want to sleep in multiples of 1.5 hours. And when I wake up at 5:30 or 6, I have to get to bed at 10 or 11. And this comes back to the first point, not all hours are the same. An hour of sleep at 11 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night is worth way more than an hour of sleep at 2 in the morning. It's just the way your body responds to the circadian rhythm and how you're synced with light. So I wake up, I already have more energy. Now, because I have more willpower, I'm able to go to the gym. I work harder because I'm not tired. I get a better workout in. I do my Wim Hof method, which always energizes me. I do maybe some stretching, and I do all the things that typically I would kind of push off. I reward myself with a really, really healthy breakfast because, again, I have the willpower to avoid anything that would be unhealthy for me. From there, I have kind of an adrenaline rush that lasts me throughout the morning and allows me to do some of my best work because, our brain is responding to all of those positive hormones for hours after you work out. On top of all of that, I will say that it is amazing. It's absolutely amazing to get home at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whenever I choose to finish my workday, and know that I don't have to do anything. I can sit around and be a couch potato if I want to. I can watch a film with my fiance. I can read books. I can go out with friends to have a great dinner, and I don't have to try and fit it in and go to the packed gym workout at 7 p.m. and I don't have to have it hanging over my head. And this is despite the fact that for all my life, as long as I can remember, I've worked out in the evening after school, after work. And I just love that feeling that it's like I've done everything that I need to do for the day. I went to my workout, spent time with my fiance, and then did my work. And I'm done by 4 o'clock. On top of that, I'm sleeping better. Sean Stevenson told me during a podcast interview that if you just move in the morning, something about the timing, again, not all hours are equal. If I move more in the morning, I sleep better at night. End of story. And that could be for two reasons. One, because I'm moving in the morning, but also because I'm not wired after a workout. I don't have all that adrenaline that we talked about pumping through my system. So a few tips here that I want to share if you're going to try this out. The first thing is give it a couple weeks because it will take time and you have to really scale things back 15 minutes at a time. You can't just decide from waking up at 7:30 or 8 a.m. that tomorrow I'm going to wake up at 5:30. I spent a week and a half just edging back 15 minutes at a time until I got to 5:30, and that made it really, really easy. Another thing that's really, really helpful, wake up first thing, drink a cold glass of water, a full glass. That's going to energize the hell out of your body. You don't want to start getting into the cycle of I need caffeine to get up in the morning. So wake up, go straight to the refrigerator, cold glass of water. I also recommend doing some Wim Hof method or yoga or moving, something that's going to energize your body, because otherwise I had a real problem when I started this out where I would sit on the couch. The first thing that I was doing was I would either sit on the couch or sit on my zabuton for meditation, close my eyes and meditate, and I would fall back asleep or get really, really tired. So I need to do something, again, the water and the stretching, the Tai Chi, the meditation, the Wim Hof method. That's going to energize you, and then you can do the meditation. I also would recommend doing some kind of movement or exercise practice. And then on top of that, don't try to burn the candle at both ends. You really do. If you're going to wake up at 5:30, you need to be in bed by 9:30. You need to be asleep by 10 o'clock. So, yeah. And I guess the question is, am I going to continue to do this? I think I am, because I feel like I have more time in my days. I feel like I have more successful and more productive days. I definitely feel like I have happier days, and I'm a big control freak. So ultimately, the reason that I'm doing this is to feel that I have a sense of control over my time, and I can definitely tell you that more than any other strategy, more than adding things to my calendar, more than blocking off time for creative work, that extra 2 to 3 hours, I mean, think about it, 2.5 hours, 3 hours really before everyone else, at least in my country, starts working. Of course, I work with people in the Philippines a lot, but having that 2 to 3 hours of time is priceless. And whether I choose to spend that writing, catching up on emails, doing, all the self-maintenance stuff that I talked about before, or even just spending quality time with my fiance, it's like that's my time, and I feel like I've gained 2.5 hours from the morning, which was just wasted sitting around watching TV or milling around the house doing nothing in the evening. So I really hope you try it out. We're probably going to be doing a 5:30 a.m. challenge in my mastermind, the Becoming Superhuman mastermind group. So if you want to check that out and potentially join the mastermind and do 30-day challenges, not only with myself, but also with other thought leaders, such as the experts who wrote the books on things like meditation, the paleo nutrition diet, waking up at 5:30, so on and so forth, then go ahead and check the link in the description below. And I really hope to participate in a challenge with you in the near future. Bye-bye.